Welcome to my corner.
Welcome to my corner. Let's have a talk now. From Miami to California. Check your girl out. I'm gonna give it to you straight up. That's right. That's right. Keeping it real, no games inside. Let's go. Welcome to my corner, y'all.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the corner. What up, CC crew? Okay, so as you can see from the title of the video, you already know what we're about to talk about. Let's get right into it. Okay, so tonight, when you watch this, it'll be a new day. I don't know. But tonight, the world, maybe not the world, Black America gathered around our televisions and we turned on Lifetime, okay? We watched the Clark Sisters movies. If you don't know who the Clark Sisters are, they are the gospel version of the Jackson 5, okay? They are, if you grew up in the black church, you know who the Clark Sisters are, okay? They are royalty, okay? They are gospel royalty, okay? So earlier in 2019, this trailer dropped.
Better than the Jackson 5.
1, 2, 3, I want you to feel what you're singing. Let me hear that.
All we ever did was what she wanted us to do. You gonna play for mama forever. I'll be 80 years old with no teeth. Come on, what you want me to play for your mama?
Based on a true story
You didn't just sing songs. You sold your sister's future.
of the best-selling gospel group.
God's plan is for y'all sisters to stay together.
No, mama. It's your plan.
You're not gonna stay in this house acting like that to me.
From executive producer
So after the trailer, they literally was like, it was coming in April. So we have been on pins and needles. We have been waiting. We're like, oh my gosh. Okay, so tonight was the night, okay? Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I am a little eerie about Lifetime biopics because it's a hit or it's a miss. You know what I'm saying? Like that Aaliyah movie was trash, okay? Aaliyah rolled all over in her grave like, this ain't it. And then the Whitney Houston story, also kind of trash. I didn't think it was that great. And so I am very like, I don't know. I thought the Braxton's movie was cool, I guess, about Tony. It was straight. So I was a little eerie about it because I'm like, I don't know if Lifetime will get it right. Okay, let's just put it like this. Lifetime got it right. But also that's because the producers were Holly Carter, Queen Latifah, Mary J. Blige, Missy Elliott. Like I knew they weren't going to put out trash. The black community wasn't going to have it. And so I was pleased. Now, there were some things that they were missing, like the story about Denise, because I went and researched, because they didn't tell all the tea, because I was like, holla, because y'all had an extra sister that didn't nobody know about, but Larry Reed knew about, and she came and she testified. So there was some things that was missing, but overall, I was literally pleased. From the time the movie started till the time the movie ended, I was literally like, yes. But then there was some parts where I was like, oh no, we about to get up in here, we about to chat. So let's first start. The acting was great. My favorite character in the whole entire movie was the girl who played Dorinda Clark Cole. I don't know who she is, but she nailed Dodo's mannerisms. Like, Dorinda Clark Cole is my favorite Clark sister, to be honest. I love Karen and Twinkie, but I love me some Dodo. I don't know why. I just love me Dorinda Clark Cole. That's my shorty in my head. We besties, you know what I'm saying? And so when I watch a biopic, I need to see if you studied. You know what I'm saying? I knew Kiki was gonna nail Karen because that's her mama. But I was actually pleased with the fact that they studied. You could tell that they studied each character before they started, okay? So Dorinda Clark Cole, whoever played her, round of applause, sis. You did a great job. Acting was great. The writing was good. The producing was good. I thought it was good. I was pleased, okay? Although there was some tea missing about Denise, I was pleased. But y'all can watch the Larry Reed Live and basically figure out why she left. And anyways, that brings us to what we were talking about. So there were some things I wanted to talk about because I was just like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Although this happened back in the day, it's still happening now. So there was 2 to 3 things I want to talk about. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was the boxing of Christianity. Okay, so in the movie, they were Kojic. Well, they are Kojic, okay? And if you don't know what Kojic is, Church of God in Christ is Kojic. And they are very they good people, but they a lot, okay? And Kojics have rules, okay? They can't wear pants, they can't wear lipstick. They are very holiness, okay? And so they are brought up Kojic. Well, back in those days, the Clarks were doing things that no other church was doing. They were breaking down walls and monuments. They were on the Grammys. And because the Kojic church didn't understand what they were doing, they kind of said that they were out of pocket. So Maddie, Dr. Maddie, who's their mom, who is literally Joe Jackson, basically in a nutshell, minus all the abuse. They went on the Grammys and Maddie sang with them. And when Maddie came back, she had to apologize to like the archbishops and apologize for using the gift that God gave her. It didn't make sense to me. I was like, you are apologizing to man for what God gave you? Seriously, like we're that. And the crazy thing was, although this happened back in the day, you have people who aren't using their gifts because you have told them that the way they use their gift is unorthodox. How are you to tell people how God gave them a gift and how they are to use it? You have people who are literally sat down because their music doesn't sound the way church music should. And I'm just like, we got to stop boxing Christianity because everything Jesus did was unorthodox. Like everything Jesus did was unorthodox. Do y'all not read your Bibles? Jesus hung with murderers. He hung with crooks. He hung with thieves. Jesus sat down and had dinner with these types of people. It was unorthodox. And the issue was the modern, it's like they're modern day Pharisees. Like the Pharisees could not get over Jesus healing at all because they were so upset that Jesus healed on the Sabbath. You missed the miracle because you were so stuck on the way it had to be done. And it was blowing my mind that sometimes the church is literally the downfall of some of the greatest human beings. Sorry, I got a little passionate about that. It was just amazing to me. Like I was like, seriously, like this happened back in the day, but this is still happening now where people box Jesus in this box. And so when people don't fit in your box, you think it didn't come from God. But I'm like, who are you to tell them it didn't come from God? You don't know. So I really was irritated that she had to go back and apologize. I was like, girl, bump them people. Be non-denominational. Be free. I'm just playing, coaching people. I'm just saying, like, I think the movie was good, but there was also some parts where we got to look at what we're doing now and realize that we have some toxic habits. And if we don't stop, we're going to kill people versus heal them. Like a lot of people don't come to church because it's too many rules. And that right there was, to me, was like, oh my God, seriously? Like seriously, she has to apologize for using the gift that God gave her. Just because it's unorthodox doesn't mean it's demonic, okay? Just because it doesn't fit in the way you see Jesus does not mean that Jesus did not give it to them, okay? Child. That was the first thing that stressed me out. Like literally, I was just like, the crazy thing is the church still does this. If it's not dressed up in holy terms, you feel like it's not holy enough. And I'm just like, but who died and told you that you were the ruler of all things holiness? You're not. You barely holy. Just sit down. Just sit down. Okay, so that was the first issue I had with that movie. The second issue that I had that I saw that was a pinpoint for me was basically ministry kids. So Dr. Maddie and their dad was a preacher and Dr. Maddie was like the minister of music basically. And both of them were in ministry. And it was so much pressure on their children to be these perfect human beings. And I literally was like, oh my God, I totally understand. Not that my parents pressured me or anything, but I just think when your parents are in ministry, there's a certain type of pressure upon you. Like you have this pressure to be, you want to make them proud. And the only way to really make them proud is to serve Jesus. So you burn yourself out leading these different ministries. You burn yourself out serving. You run the usher board. You run the praise team. Like you literally are trying to be everything. And it's like, I don't know if I'm serving God or if I'm serving you. And that's literally what Twinkie said. When Twinkie left, I was so happy she left. I'm like, good for you. Go find Jesus for yourself. Go find a relationship for yourself. I mean, I did. Don't get me wrong, my parents never forced me into doing something. It's just, I feel like sometimes when you are a kid of a minister, you have this certain pressure to be perfect and you're not. And so like you dress yourself up and you make sure you say the right words and you're nice and you're kind and you're just everything, but you hate yourself on the inside. And sometimes you really don't have faith in what you believe. And so Twinkie had to go find herself. And like her mom said something so amazing. Her mom was like, all I wanted you to do was sing for the glory of God. And Twinkie said, I don't know if I'm singing for you or if I'm singing for God. I don't know. And literally I was stuck because, to be honest, as a PK kid, sometimes I don't know if I'm doing half the stuff I'm doing for me or am I doing it because I'm supposed to be a PK kid and I'm supposed to stand in a certain type of lane. And so when Twinkie had to find herself, I literally was like, good for you. I actually recommend people to go find themselves. Like, I think it's really important to mind your own salvation and find it for yourself. Like, if your parents grew up in church and it was passed down, you can't pass faith down. You got to find it for yourself. And so for me, my faith journey is a little bit different from everyone else's. Sometimes I think I'm unorthodox. Sometimes I think I'm not saved, but it's just, Jesus is bigger than your blurred lines, than he's just bigger. So I definitely recommend you finding yourself. Now, how I found myself, I wouldn't recommend. I definitely left the church and I was like, bump y'all, I ain't coming back. And I just found who God was. And I realized that God is not this complicated human being that we make him to be. Half of the crap that the church is concerned about, Jesus don't care about. Jesus don't care about your clothes. Jesus don't care about how, like, Jesus, it's not gotta be perfect. It really doesn't. But we overcomplicate it. I don't know why we overcomplicate the Bible. I don't know why we overcomplicate spirituality, but it's really not it's not that hard, which is why I understand why people don't come. So to me, that was literally like a monumental part. I was like, there's so much work that has to be done in the church. And this movie, although it was set back in the day, it's like, dang, we still going through the same things. You have ministers' kids falling out, going to drugs, committing suicide, not knowing who they are, not knowing. Then you got the church. It was just a lot. It was a lot going on in there. But I was totally pleased because I was like, great. Now we can have these dialogues and these discussions. Like, okay, so are you not going to operate in your gift because you think church people are going to say something? Like, do you be disobedient to God? Or what? So I was totally pleased with this movie. I would love your thoughts on the movie if you watched it. I thought Kiki Shear did a good job. Kiki was singing her butt off. She even sounded like Karen, but I mean, I didn't expect anything less from Kara Shear. Like, she's a Shear. Like, Karen has literally nurtured her. Karen literally is not Maddie, but Karen makes sure her kids can sing. Like, she trained Kiki, and she's training her grandkids now. So round of applause to Karen. Now, one thing I will say is I love Raven Godwin, and I think she did a great job in this movie. The funeral scene was a lot for me, sis. I was like, okay, Raven. Okay, girl. Okay. Now, I did have some questions about Denise, but I just think, like, apparently, if you're Kojic, you knew the tea about Denise. I had to go find out the tea from Larry Reed, and she speaks and she talks about, like, why she left the group. She wasn't kicked out, she left. And you know, church hurt and all these different things that are kind of wrapped up in one, and it's just a lot, but it was so good, y'all. On a scale from The American Dream to What's Love Got to Do With It, because those are my favorite biopics, it was good. I don't know if it was American Dream good, and I don't know if it was What's Love Got to Do With It good, but it was good. I thought they did a great job. They nailed the acting. They nailed the mannerisms. They nailed it. The music was good. I just thought it was all around good. Will I watch it again? Like, if there's nothing on TV, yes. But I'm not going to sit and rewatch it. Like, I can sit and rewatch American Dream because I am in love with Michael Jackson. But I love the Shears, but I'm not a hardcore Shear fan. So this was great. I hope they do another biopic, like maybe just the Shears in general, because Karen has a story by herself. And I loved, I think that would be kind of cool, but the Shears did have a show, so a reality show. That's why I'm so intrigued by Karen. But other than that, it was really good. Good job, Lifetime. Way to go, Lifetime. I wish I would redo this Whitney movie and Aaliyah with Aaliyah's music, but I digress. We can't get everything we want. So I don't know what we're going to watch next, guys, but if this is the quarantine life, this movie was pretty good. What did y'all think? Like, were you overwhelmed? Because there were some parts when I was overwhelmed, and I was just like, what? Oh, my God. And then there was some parts where I was disappointed, but actually, you know what? If I could give it a grade, I'd give it an A-. Because they did good. I thought the acting was really good. I don't know if some of these people, this was their first acting job. Because has Kara Shear ever acted in anything else? I can't remember. I know has Kiki ever been in anything besides, like, for real? If this was Kiki's first acting job, I was proud of her. Even though she was acting as her mom, I was really proud of her. She showed emotions. Like, there was a scene where Kiki got hood rat, like, straight Detroit. I said, and that's the Kiara. That ain't Karen. That's all Kiki right there. I thought Kiki did good. I thought Dodo... once again, Dorinda Clark Cole was my favorite. Y'all know I love Dorinda Clark Cole. I was very impressed. I was very pleased. Y'all let me know what y'all thought in the comments. Even with the church stuff, I think we need to have some dialogues and discussions because, you know, the church isn't perfect, and I think if we could stop making it like that, I think we would have more space for grace. So I was thoroughly impressed. What y'all think? Y'all hop in the comments and let me know. We'll be back in the corner next week. I love y'all. See y'all later. Peace.